So as we were discussing, the difference square of the differences, then your total of the differences, total of the squares, and the total of the squares is nothing but your SSW. Understanding it from the formula is nothing but Yij is each item, Mi is respective means. You calculate the total of that square of the total of the square of that, that is this one series. Then K and I stands for you're taking the total of 16, 58, and 64. That is coming to your 138. Make sense? Any questions, please? Okay. All right. Now, yeah. Now that we have calculated the SSW, let's go to rest of the calculation. These are the three formulas from which we'll get the value of F. So MSB, there is new item introduced. MSB is equal to SSB divided by K minus 1. K is what we discussed. K is nothing but your 3 number of groups. Yeah. SSB we have already calculated in the top, that is 10. 10 divided by 3 minus 1, that is 5. Okay. So we have calculated MSB now. MSW is nothing but SSW divided by N minus K. N here is, please remember, the total number of observations. Total number of observations all together. Okay. All together. These are 5. These are 5. These are 5. So 15. Okay. All total number of observations. Yeah, please.
No, is it 15 there?
Yeah, 15 only. It is 15. It is not 5. Okay. Please don't confuse here. N here is 15, the total number of observations. Okay.
Okay.
It is talking about the series only. So MSW is SSW divided by SSW. Here is we have calculated 138, which was the total of these three numbers, and 138 divided by 15 minus 3. K is nothing but your number of groups, 3. 15 minus 3 is 12, and your 138 divided by 12 is 11.5. MSW you have calculated. Now F is nothing but MSB divided by MSW. What we calculated here, what we calculated here. So 138, sorry, my bad. 5 divided by 11.5. 5 divided by 11. That comes to 0.43. I mean, there should not be any confusion here. These three formulas you have to remember. There is no other logic to it. This is something divided by something. No, you have to remember. Just practice few questions that would help us in remembering it. Now, if no questions, we have calculated the F. Let me introduce the F critical and how to analyze this. Okay. No questions, right, on this?
No, I think this is clear.
Awesome. Now, what is F critical? Now, when we calculate the F value here, this is representing the particular series, the F of this particular series. Then there is another one, standard F, or they call it F critical, right? You compare the F critical with the F that you have calculated. Accordingly, you can take a call. Okay, you compare the F critical.
F critical will generally be given, right? We don't have to calculate.
May be given, may not be given. I would recommend to take the printout of this table also. Whenever you are taking a printout, no, everybody is taking, right? We are supposed to take a lot of printouts, guys. So the probability table, this one, a lot of others actually are there. So please take a printout.
So Z table and these are the two things which we have to take, right?
Z table and this one, there is something else. I'm forgetting now. I'll tell you in the group in case I figure out something else. I feel like there is another thing. Yeah.
Tell me one thing. Will they allow us to take these papers and all?
Yeah. I think so. Yeah. In case somebody asks, please let them know that sir has actually allowed this. Otherwise, how can we solve the questions? We can't, right?
I thought like the Z table values and all, he will be giving him the question itself.
No, he said that you still take it.
Yeah.
I took the CII in last paper. Nobody said anything.
Yeah. I think they'll allow. Somebody else was asking some question in between.
Yeah, I was asking what the name of this table is.
Yeah, please.
No, what I'm saying is that we should carry graph paper also.
Oh yeah, graph paper also. You're right.
Yeah.
For solving that thing, no. Now, what do you call it? LPP.
The LPP. Linear. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Anvesa, you are asking something, right?
I was asking what the name of this table is.
Critical value. You see that, right? Critical value of the F distribution for alpha is equal to 0.05. Alpha is equal to 0.05 is nothing but representing your confidence level. Okay. Your confidence level is 95%. So your alpha is becoming 0.05.
So I'll
Most of the
search for
times,
critical value table for alpha equal to 0.05 only, or I'll
yeah,
take the whole
most of the
thing.
time, it's actually universally a standard thing. 0.05, most of the people take. Very few people take
Okay.
0.01, but it's very rare. We will know.
But we can mention that we will be calculating as per alpha
Yeah,
0.0.
yeah, absolutely. In fact, in most of the questions, no, it will be given by sir only that take alpha as 0.05. I'm telling you for sure. This is very, very universally accepted. That always take 0.05. Don't worry about that. Okay. Now let's understand the critical value and understand how to look for values in the path. Then we will understand how to compare it with the F calculator and how to take a call. 1 second. Okay. Now F value, when we calculated, there was a bracket and there were two values mentioned in it. One, nobody asked me actually what are these two values. I was expecting this. One was K minus 1, one was N minus K. Okay. These are nothing but degree of freedom. Okay. I mean, to understand, there are just names assigned to some numbers. That's all. The K minus 1 is degree of freedom. N minus K is degree of freedom. K minus 1 is nothing but, in our example, 3 minus 1. 3 is number of groups, minus 1, that is 2. N minus K is nothing but this number of observations total, that is 15. Minus K is 3, that is 12. So 2, 1, 12. So how they are relevant? When you look at the table, you will find the relevance. Your first degree of freedom is this one. Second degree of freedom is this one. So we have 2 here, this series, then 12 here. That comes to 3.89. Make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is our critical value, 3.89. Now, if no doubts, let's go to the comparison of F with the critical value. So when the F value that you have calculated is more than the critical value, here that is not the case. However, when this F that you have calculated is more than the critical value, in that case, you reject the null hypothesis. Imagine what, when I say reject the, sorry?
When F calculated is less than F critical,
Yeah.
we fail to reject, right?
Yes, exactly opposite. We fail to reject. I'm just saying the other way around. In case this F, yeah, I said no. If in case this F is more than the critical value, in that case we reject the null hypothesis. I'm just saying the other way around, because that way, if you understand, no, the other one will be easy. So what do I mean by that? When we reject the null hypothesis, the null hypothesis in the original time when we started, I told that data is reliable. When we say we reject it, that means the data is not reliable. Make sense?
Yeah.
So in case, when you said the, let me generalize this. When we started the discussion, we started from there. So when you have sent this questionnaire to somebody and they have just picked some random series of answers and they have done that, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and like that they have answered, that's when the data comes out not reliable. That's when your F critical value will be more, your F calculated value will be more than your F critical value. That's when it is not reliable. And you say the null hypothesis is rejected. We reject the null hypothesis. However, here, like it is happening, if your F value is less than your critical value, then you say we fail to reject, or other way around, we accept the null hypothesis. What does that mean? When we accept the null hypothesis, that means the data is reliable. Data is reliable. Or you can put it in this way also. There is no difference in means. Mean outcome is same across all categories. All these sentences mean the exactly same. So this null hypothesis, this null hypothesis is same for all questions of ANOVA. Please do remember the sentence and write it down before solving the question.
Since here we fail to reject,
yeah,
null hypothesis, this is true. There is no difference in the means.
Yes, absolutely correct. So data is reliable here in this case.
Reliable.
Any questions, please?
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Okay. All right. If no questions, let's quickly practice few for these two type of questions. Let's not go to regression as of now. It's already 9:20. I don't have time beyond 9:30. So we'll practice few questions on this and we'll end it up. I'll try to find more time in the evening for the regression side. Or if you guys have something else in mind also, we can take that up. I'm sorry, I could not actually take up a lot of concepts of this thing DM because of time constraint only, nothing else. I did not even plan for this. It was Anik only who requested for this. That's when I thought, okay, fine, let's do that. Not a problem.
No, I think good. Otherwise, we would have been struggling to remember the formulas. So.
I know.
True, man. One, yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, let me give you one set of series. Rather, let me take series from Sir's class only. Give me one second. He had a series given.
Or
Yeah,
can I request one thing, Dheeraj?
Yeah, please.
We can follow this session and we can do more questions through such PPT. In 10 minutes, if you can just touch hypothesis testing also, it would be great.
Hypothesis testing, give me some time for it. I'm not prepared for it. So I don't have the data right in front of me. I want to be prepared. So I don't have questions on it. I don't have the formula separately written on it. I'll just make a note of it. I'll pitch in, have something prepared in the evening for sure. Yeah.
No problem. So along with the
regression,
we can check. Thank
Perfect.
you.
Perfect. Yeah.
This is really a good session. Thanks a lot for having it.
Yeah, no problem. Please do practice this one. This series that is given in the Sir's question only, he had practiced in the class. So you have to calculate the correlation from these two numbers. Please do follow this. I'll share the Excel sheet. You can follow the exactly same format, how it is given. And but do practice yourself. Even if you're looking at the other solved question and practicing, you tend to remember the process. Even if you're doing that, please do that. This practicing helps a lot. Remember the process flow. Yeah. Any other questions, guys?
No, I think that's
also. I'll give another question on ANOVA also. There is no question I have documented as of now. I'll give another question right away once I share all the videos and all this. Okay, fine then. We'll wind up then. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks a lot, Dheeraj. I think very useful.
Yeah.
I think it appeared to be more simpler than what I was.
True. We were like, what is going on? What is that?
It's so difficult to remember the formulas, but thanks a lot. I think very, very useful, Dheeraj.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, man. Thanks for taking your time out.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dheeraj.
Bye.
Bye.